What's up out there, everybody? I'm your host, Alan. Thanks for stopping by the show. Thanks for tuning in. Parental alienation in the black community. How it's destroying lives, children's lives, and more importantly, it's destroying a lot of good black fathers out there who want to be a part of their children's lives. Let's get right into it, whatever time it may be when you're tuning in. Parental alienation, a crime that continues to go unpunished. People are being affected, none more than in the black community, none more than black fathers. Now, this show today isn't designed or designated for the black fathers out there who really don't give a care at all about their children. You know, we have a stigma that black fathers do not care or want to be a part of their children's life, and they walk out and they turn their back and don't want to be there at all for their children. But there are a lot of black fathers out there, more black fathers out there who do care, that have got the label that they don't care. There are a lot of black fathers out there who care about their children or want to be a part of their children's lives. In most cases, these are black fathers who've done everything that he can. They've went to the court system. They've tried to fight for their children over and over again. They've spent their last dollar fighting for their children, but they're getting alienated against. On the surface, we all know that it's about money and about control from a narcissistic other parent that's a narcissist. We know that, we understand that. But this problem is really a problem that destroys lives generation after generation. Children are getting psychologically abused, and the other parent, the black father who's doing everything that he can do, wants to be a part of their children's lives, but the black female out there doesn't want them to be a part of it because they want to continue to control everything. And before I go any farther, I want to let all of the black females out there know that no, I'm not just specifically going down on you if you know that you have a black father who doesn't give a care about their children. This isn't for you, but this is for the black mothers out there who continue to turn their children against and weaponize their children against their fathers. Now, let's start off at the top. The court system. The court system, we already know, is something that needs to be revamped. Family court system needs to be revamped because it's really at a disadvantage for all of the black fathers or white fathers out there. They're really at a disadvantage. Fathers out there go and do everything they can, and they try to fight for their children, and they spend just about every penny that they can, but they're still in a losing battle. Now, in the black community, fathers, let's just be honest, are not as wealthy as their white cohorts or other people, and they do everything that they possibly can. But the control that the narcissistic partner has over the children. Now, during time, what happens is the father can't be there, and the children are hearing everything negative about their father when their father's doing everything that they can to be a part of their lives. They're hearing all this stuff, and then kids are at a place where they're going to have to pick and choose. And if they're hearing all this stuff over and over again, the psychological abuse becomes too much, and the children turn against their father, even knowing that they may even have a relationship at first with their father, but once that's cut off, they turn on their father. First off, just human nature, so for their own safety. This is a crime that is detrimental to the black community. For the fathers out there, for all of you fathers out there who are doing everything that you can to do, and you want to know what the answer is, well, I don't really know what the answer is, because you can pray, you can go, and you can do everything that you can, but you as a black father, you know that your children are really being psychologically abused, and it's not going to end well for them as they turn and go into adulthood. For the young boys out there who are being raised by their mothers, and they may even have a stepfather in there, and what I consider to be a lazy stepfather or none, or a stepfather who doesn't really understand that it isn't his seed. Now, once again, this is not for the fathers out there who do not care. This is for the fathers out there who do care. You have to find some type of a way to make it through and find a balance, even though you know that your children are being affected by it. Why does this continue to happen? The control, the manipulation that your children undergo and they go through on every single day of their lives. In most cases, the kids are turned against the father where they don't even want to have anything to do with their biological father. And he may live in the same town. He may do everything that he can do to be in their kids, in his kids' lives. Why does it continue to happen? Well, first off, the court system allows the females to control everything that's going on. Like I stated earlier, we know that it's about money. It's about money, but more importantly, it's about control. It's about control. This is a problem that is raging through the black community. You have young boys who are growing up to be emotional. Let's be honest, they're raised by their mothers and they're being emotional. And that's why you see all of the things happen with all the gun violence and everything. Because you remember growing up when two young boys would get into it, they would take their shirts off and they would fight. And then the next day or the same day, they would be together. But not anymore. Not anymore. The reason why it happened back then, they would be back together because they were raised by their fathers. They didn't have emotional reactions like you see the emotional reactions from these young boys who were raised by their mothers, because you know women are emotional. In a lot of cases, the black father tries to reach out to his children, and the children are so afraid that something's bad going to happen, and they once again the human anatomy tells them that the human element tells them that they need to do everything to protect themselves. Now, the black fathers out there who are working, doing everything they can to do, at some point, it becomes, and I hate to say this, it becomes a bill. It becomes a bill. In a lot of cases, black fathers out there who are doing everything they can do, not even getting to see their kids, but yet they're still having to pay child support. At the blink of an eye, one day, one thing, it may be good. One day, the next day, it may be bad. It's just an everlasting cycle. And then when the kids grow up and they turn around and look and they say, well, oh, they find out that their mother turned them against their father. Well, then the father is already at a point right now where he's been hurt so much and so deeply till he has a resentment. Let's just be honest. He's going to have a resentment towards his kids because he knows that at some point that the children should have reached out to their father. But no, fathers out there, I'm gonna tell you, it's not the children. It's not the children. It's the female that's controlling everything. This has to stop. This has to be talked about more than it's being talked about. We talk about all these crimes that are committed, but we don't talk about a crime that's committed every single day. It's committed every single day. And it isn't just a case by case basis. It is happening all the time in the black community, all of the time. But nobody seems to care. Even though they know that that black father is a good man and he does everything, nobody seems to care because they don't know what they don't. They may have their children and they don't know that deep down inside that guy is he's struggling. He's struggling to make it through. Well, we know that we know that it needs to change. The court system needs to change. But what about the other part of it? What about the part to where the females need to realize that a kid needs to have his biological father right there? They need to have their biological father right there to teach them the ins and ebb and flows of being a man, understanding the journey that their father had to go through. Females, we have to stop. We have to stop. And before you jump in the comments and say that, oh, he's been hurt. Well, there are a lot of guys out there who've been hurt. There are a lot of black fathers out there who've been hurt. Is it that you're afraid that if the black father is with his kids, that the kids are going to have a good time? The kids are going to get to do things. They're going to get to travel. They're going to be happy having that relationship with their biological father? Is that it? Is it that you know that the biological father can provide something that you can't provide for him? That's probably it. Besides the money. Besides the money. There are a lot of black females out there who will who will weaponize their kids, and they will weaponize their kids against the father, even at the cost of the kids being hurt. Even at the cost and the expense of the kids being hurt. They would rather see the kid not grow, not understand the real values of family or that kid's own biological family for their own personal gain, just to say that they have control. Just to say they have control. This is a problem that's raging through the black community. It rages through every community, but in the black community where we need to be pulling together, we're constantly pulling apart. You would think that at some point, things would change. That you would realize, that you would wake up and realize, no, that my son, my daughter, my children need to be around and know their family, and know that their biological family is the most important thing to them. Their father is the most important thing to them. Now, let's keep it moving. But before we keep it moving, I'm going to need you to hit the like and subscribe button. Hit the like, subscribe, and share and donate button. And for all you black fathers out there, you need to share this video. Share this video, man, because this problem needs to stop. Now, let's continue to roll on. For all of the black stepfathers out there who have stepped in, you need to do a better job of making sure that those aren't your kids, no matter what you do. And once again, I'm not going down on black stepfathers. I'm going down on the stepfathers who know that there's a good black man over there who's trying to do everything he can do, but you want to hold his kids hostage like they're your kids. And at the end of the day, they will never be your children. They will never be your children. Because at some point, that boy or that girl is going to resent you for holding them back from their biological father. And I can assure you, if there's a good man on the other end of it, that boy, when he gets big enough, he's going to turn on you. And when he turns on you, it's just going to be your fault. It's going to be your fault, because the one thing that you can't replace his father. You can't replace his father, no matter what you do, no matter what you say, no matter what you try to do. You can't replace his biological father. Now, for all you biological fathers out there, don't be a crash dummy. Don't crash out behind the stepfather or the mother. Do not be a crash dummy. Because life has a way of turning around. It has a way of turning around. And I know that you hear this all the time. It's going to get better. When they get older, it's going to get better. You probably have heard that so much. Like the song says that, what do you do when you've done all you can? All you need to do is, you just need to stand. You need to stand on your principles and values. Sometimes you may have to love them from a distance. But continue to love, continue to support, and continue to be there when they need you. And when they do get old enough, you're going to have to make up it in your mind. You're going to have to be a strong individual to understand that it really wasn't the children. It was some naive parent out there, some narcissist out there that held your children back. And on my way out, I'm going to tell you, if you tune into this video and you watch this video and you jump on and you want to say that, oh, he's been hurt, well, there are a lot of us out there, a lot of black individuals, black males out there who've been shut out from the most important thing in their lives. And there are a lot of black fathers out there. I know what you're thinking. Your best creation is turns out to be your worst nightmare. Well, someday in the near future, the dream, you're gonna wake up and it's all gonna be over. This is Alan, D9J Sports, where you know we venture off to other things. Hit the like, share, and subscribe button. Black fathers, keep your head up. I'm definitely over you.